Alright, yo, so I know it's been a minute since I posted, but as you can see from the title, today we're going to be looking at a new Jujutsu Kaisen game that is hopefully going to be releasing this summer. Now, I know you guys know that Heian is probably going to be the best Jujutsu Kaisen game releasing this summer, but after looking at some of the sneak peeks for this game, I actually see a lot of potential for this game as well. So if you're new, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and let's get into it. Alright, so if you look at this first clip right here, the first thing that caught my eye in this sneak peeks is the way the map system is going to be. It has this map stuff that's at the top left corner that you're basically going to be able to use to fast travel. That's actually quite interesting, I ain't gonna lie, you know. Not a lot of games have map systems that are that interactive. Okay, some games do have maps that are interactive like that, like you can use it to go to different locations and stuff like that, but this one is actually a lot more interactive because you can actually use it to fast travel and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of like a battle royale type of, you know, traveling and stuff like that, because you know you press it and then you just fall from the sky and stuff like that. Also kind of gives vibes of Jujutsu Infinite as well. You know the way Jujutsu Infinite, where you take a quest and basically just like this, you know, flies you down from the sky to the location you're going to. And I was saying that was actually pretty good in my opinion. Okay, I did hear from somebody that they said that this game does kind of look like Jujutsu Infinite. I'm not trying to say that this game is like Jujutsu Infinite, but I did hear from somebody. And from looking at this, some of these sneak peeks, I could actually see why they would say that. Okay, the next one is going to be the boss fight. Okay, this one is actually the one I feel like I think the person saw and I was like, oh yeah, this definitely looks like Jujutsu Infinite for sure, because the way the boss fights are, the way it's like the bosses have different moves, you know. Not to say that Jujutsu Infinite boss fight is bad or anything, or this game is copying Jujutsu Infinite, but you know what I'm saying, the boss fight, it doesn't look too bad. All right, it doesn't look too bad in my opinion. All right, as long as it's not too easy to do, like you actually have to use have multiple people in your party to be able to fight the bosses, because that's the one thing about bosses that people like, is that you can play it with friends. It's not something that you can just easily solo and then just get. I mean, it'll be nice to have bosses you can solo as well, but that's one thing too. I just saw it, I was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so the boss fight for this one looks pretty good. This is the Jogo raid that is showcased in one of your sneak peeks, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so a couple of showcases for some of the abilities they showcased in their sneak peeks. Okay, I think they only showcased 2 curse techniques and inverted spear of heaven. They showcased the disaster flames and infinity. I'm just gonna put it for you guys on the screen so you guys can see. Honestly, the abilities look pretty good. I can't really say too much on them because I've not hopped on the game to actually test them out and see how they actually feel and the way the stuff is, but it looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The VFX look nice. One thing I like about games is if they look flashy as fuck. I know some people might be like, oh, but we don't want no flashy stuff, just give us content. Games that have like flashy skills and flashy abilities kind of keeps me interested. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of those people that actually do like the flashy stuff, so that's actually pretty nice to see. Okay, the infinity moves look pretty good. Disaster flames look good as well. There's one ability that I saw that I was actually kind of scared of, because I was like, he was using it and he was able to like pull some NPCs from really far away. It actually caught me off guard at first when I first saw it, but he ended up saying that the range is not gonna be that crazy. But imagine if that was in the game, bro. That would be insane if people could just pull people from that far away, bro. That would be insane. But the abilities look good. Inverted Spear of Heaven looks pretty good as well. I'm guessing this is Inverted Spear of Heaven is probably gonna be together with Heavenly Restriction. Okay, it's gonna be like the way it is in other Jujutsu Kaisen games. All right, so another thing too that caught my eye is the movement in this game. Okay, the movement is like nothing I've not seen in any Jujutsu Kaisen game. Okay, first off, they have Geppo in this game. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This game literally has Geppo. I am gonna play it for you guys so you guys can see on the screen. You can Geppo into the air. Now, I don't know how many times you're going to be able to do this, or maybe this is probably like a skill set you have to unlock when you put a certain stats in and stuff like that. But that's actually pretty nice. You know, this one thing I also noticed is that this map is actually pretty big, and I was saying there's a reason why they added waypoints into your game, because they know that their map is really big. So it's nice that they added those type of movements stuff, you know, to make the parkour pretty interesting. I've not seen anything about the like parkour and stuff, but that's actually pretty good. You could just use that to travel around the map. All right, and another thing to also noticed about the movement too is they have this thing called super dash. Okay, the same thing that you see from Azure Latch and Blue Lock Rivals is exactly the way it is. All right, now one thing I'm interested in is how this is going to play in the combat, because I was looking at a lot of the sneak peeks and they didn't really have any like combat showcase and how all this movement stuff will be incorporated into the PvP and stuff. But that's actually quite interesting in my opinion. Okay, super dashes is something I've not seen in any game at all. Okay, so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. It's probably just going to be locked as like a movement thing, maybe like for, you know, parkours and stuff like that, or maybe just for moving around. You probably might not be able to use it when you're PvPing and stuff like that, or probably when you're fighting, but it would be nice to have that when you're fighting. I just want to see how they're gonna cook that up. But those are the two things that actually caught my eye about the movement. If you look at my screen right here, you're gonna see that you're going to be able to choose your quest. There's going to be like cards on your screen when you choose your difficulty and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm guessing the way the quest is going to be is like you take it and then it teleports you. I don't know, I've not been on the game. I'm making this video so I can hop on into the game, because, you know, the devs did say that if you made one video about their game, you'll be able to get early access. So that is one of the main reasons why I'm making this video. Okay, so another thing I also saw too was the tutorial quest that you're going to be able to do in the game. That's also another thing I actually saw that actually am interesting, because if you don't know, a lot of games that come out on the platform have their tutorial quests are usually in the beginning of the game. You know, it's not usually as a quest in the game. I'm pretty sure some games do have that, but majority of games is usually just at the beginning. So it's nice to see that they actually have that. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was the combat. There are actually two things that I saw that actually gives me an idea of how the combat is going to be in this game. All right, one thing I saw was the black flash parry. Now I don't know if this game is going to be parry based, okay, but I did see a clip in the sneaks that actually showcased the black flash parry, or maybe they're gonna have like perfect blocking, and then if you wanted to parry, you could do a black flash parry that could probably punish other player or stuff like that. I don't know. Okay, like I said, I'm making this video so that I can get the early access for the game. So maybe when I hop on into the game, I'm probably gonna make an entire video about that. But that's actually quite interesting to see. Another one too I saw is that they're also gonna have perfect dodging as well. So that's just like a basic stuff. I just wanted to let you guys know they're gonna have that in the game. Okay, and then the last one was like a little snippet of like the M1 combat. This one just basically, I think this one just shows like the pacing of the combat and how it's going to be. Okay, I actually do like the M1 combat. It looks pretty good. If there's parrying in the game, I don't think it's going to be pretty hard to, you know, parry stuff like that. Okay, see right there, one of them actually used the black flash parry right there as he was fighting. But you know what I'm saying, the combat looks clean, the pacing looks clean, and I'm saying it's different from other Jujutsu Kaisen games. Okay, so that is going to do it for today's video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Again, this game, I don't know if I said it in the beginning, but the game is going to be releasing this summer as well. I know majority of you are probably going to be playing Heian. I'm probably going to be playing Heian too. All right, but I also do want to see this game do good this summer as well. I know people are going to compare this game a lot to Heian when it comes out, for sure, because Heian is going to release a lot earlier than this game, because they said that this game is probably going to come out in August or late July. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope I do get that early access after this video. I hope this video does good as well. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.